We are going live. We're live. Hi. It is Tuesday, November 5th, 2019 already. We have a question right off the bat from Kevin. Is it possible to release the FISA report in drips and drabs to control the news cycle longer?
No, it is not. Once it's out, it's out.
What do you mean by that, and why can't? Can you?
Because he can't. I mean, the report is, once it comes out, it will come out. It's a report. It'll be in total, less whatever is is blacked out being classified. But he will not leak it out bit by bit. Now, I guess he could. I mean, that just will not happen. It just will not. And I don't know that it would serve a good purpose to do it that way. That would just simply stir more controversy, and Barr is not big on controversy.
Let's see. Sorry. Battle says, since we're overwhelmed by fake news, what are reliable sources in media? So you said the other day, Judicial Watch, Project Veritas, Jason Goodman here. So
yeah, I think you're safe with Carlson, Hannity, and Ingram. I think you're safe with those. Sometimes Hannity, fires up a little bit too much, but generally you're safe. And by the way, thank you. Somebody just sent to the PayPal. I didn't see quick enough to see who it was. But by the way, folks, I need help. So let's have a phone-a-thon. Send what you can while we're doing the program. Let's try to raise $400 or $500. Got to raise that much quick.
Raymond asked if you got the 50 yesterday. Since we did get you the money you needed last night, I would assume the answer is yes.
Yes, I got it. Thank you, Raymond. Yes, I did.
Okay, John Doe
but
said,
I think it came in Raymond in your wife's name, if I'm not mistaken. So, okay. But yes, I got it, I think.
So, Aileen asks if the FISA report comes out Thursday.
I've been in a battle for this all day. Part of the reason I am so hoarse is the FISA report should not come out right now because the Democrats are releasing these transcripts because Pelosi and Schiff believe that it is coming out immediately. They're trying to occupy the news cycle. Now, y'all may not understand this, but think of it as it relates to the Democrat audience, all right? Don't worry about our audience. Our people that are with Fox, watch Fox, or listen to Rush, or the conservative programs that you listen to or watch. Don't worry about it. It would be big time. But for the mainstream media, they would take these transcripts, the release of these transcripts, and they would use it to occupy the news cycle so that 50% of the nation is not going to hear about the FISA report. And it's very important for Barr. You see, the reason he's trying to make the FISA report public in the first place is so that it can get to the American people. He wants the American people to know the truth. And if it's going to be blocked by these other news stories, it's not going to do its job. So let's hope, and it may still come this week. It may. There are people very high up arguing for it to come on out. But if I had my druthers, I would rather wait until this stuff clears out. especially knowing now that the Democrats, that Schiff and them, have got some of the people that have testified. One of the guys, I can't remember his name, Jason just talked about it. Somebody sent him the headline. One of the people that testified is changing their story. The article says they're changing evidence and said that he did, not Trump, but he presented a quid pro quo to the Ukraine. So they're pulling every trick in the book to get the president, folks. Every trick. And all of this is designed to tie up the media so that if the FISA report comes out, it's such buried so deep that people don't see it. And the news is that Trump did the quid pro quo. I mean, there are calculations made, folks, at this level, at that level, that you can't imagine. And you can't imagine the implications of the least mistake, the least little mistake. What you got, Miriam?
John asked, so is what you're saying, is it that Obama is going to be singularly charged as the mastermind of this whole deal?
Charged might not be the word that I would use. Now, wait a minute, not that I would use, that Barr might use or Durham might use. But it is going to show that he ordered the counterintelligence investigation of the Trump campaign staff and team. It's going to show that. Now, what that means as far as charging him, will it charge him? I don't know. That's up to Durham and Barr. But just the fact that he did will be significant, I assure you, very significant. Now, you do know, of course, Clapper and Brennan, they're going to claim, well, then we're safe because we were given the order according to the law or according to the rules. The order came from the president, so therefore we were following his order, and they did it. So therefore they're free of any guilt. That is not true. You are not supposed to follow an illegal order. And Brennan and Clapper both knew and know that in order to do that was an illegal order, and they are not free of prosecution. No way. What else?
Is Trump aware of the discrimination against European countries in legal immigration?
I'll read that again slowly.
Okay, James is wondering if Trump is aware of discrimination against European countries in regard to legal immigration. For example, he went to the Javits Center in New York in the early 90s for a swearing-in ceremony for citizenship in a big hall that held 5,000 people. He said he was one of only 2 white people among the 5,000. This seems to be discrimination against European countries when it comes to immigration.
Wow. I don't know. That's the first I've ever heard of it. I think that is significant, but that's the first I've heard of it. I certainly don't know what the president has heard.
I went to one, a very small one in Northern Virginia, and I concur with what he saw.
Don't know, guys.
Yeah.
Don't know about that one.
Question. Oh, I just saw it and I do. Who would you like to see go down?
Oh, wow. Wow. In general, I would like to start with both houses of Congress and every single one of them go down, yes, there would be some good ones that go, but I'd give up the good ones to get them all. Now, more specifically, I believe Clapper, Brennan, Yates have got to go down. If there's any truth to our law still, they've got to go. They've got to be prosecuted. Then you've got Comey, McCabe, Strzok, his girlfriend, and probably 10 others that were involved at the FBI that have got to be prosecuted if there's any semblance of true law in America. And then, as far as Congress is concerned, Adam Schiff and Jerry Nadler, Pelosi's been very careful with her wording because she knows that there could be some legal responsibility. That's why she's been very cautious in how she's worded things. But Schiff and Nadler should be prosecuted for obstruction of Congress themselves.
Now, who would do that?
Well, that'd be Barr.
Okay, that's what I was at. That was my question. Okay, Angel asks, what's to become of Nervous Nancy once the FISA is released and exposes the crimes?
Well, as I've just explained on Jason's program, the problem's going to be 50% of this nation, when the FISA report comes out, is going to hear that FISA report is just a trick by President Trump to block, him from prosecution, that they're all lackeys just covering for him. And that's what 50% of the nation are going to hear and believe. The other half of the nation are going to hear the truth. Hopefully, I hope they will. So, if that reality comes to pass, Pelosi will stay where she's at and just go on like she's always gone. See, that's why they're not afraid. They're not afraid. As long as they've got control of the media, as long as Pelosi and the Democrats have control of the media and can make the media put out the spin or the message that they want out, they're not afraid, because they have no fear of their base turning on them.
Gloria says, Larry, I read the Pelosi's handling of the impeachments is a conflict of interest since she's third in line trying to impeach someone she could replace. Your thoughts?
Well, I don't want to say this, but I'm honor bound to say it. If there is a House impeachment, she is required by law, in her position as Speaker of the House, she is required by law to oversee it. But as I just told you, Gloria, you'll notice she's very careful in what she says. She almost stutters and dances. She doesn't really say anything anymore about this impeachment, if you notice. Very seldom does she square off and go for the impeachment. She's very careful, but she cannot be held accountable for her being third in line.
Do you think any of the crimes will result in executions? Angel asked.
No. I not only I don't think there will be any, I know there will be no executions for any of the crimes. I didn't say there shouldn't be. I didn't say that I didn't think there shouldn't be. I just said there will be. What won't be?
I mean, wasn't the law changed governing that? But, you know, it used to be that they were executed for treason.
Well, it's always been an option, depending on the degree and the timing of the treason. I think there's always been an option for life imprisonment, but I could be wrong.
Well, I remember, I think the guy's name was John Hanson from Virginia. He was a traitor that was passing secrets, and he was leaving a suitcase, 5 minutes from my house where I live now. He was leaving a suitcase in the underneath the power lines in the tall grass for whoever would come pick up. And now he was finally caught, and he didn't get executed, and he went to prison. And because of what I had studied in American history with Rosenbergs, I think that was their name, and Alger Hiss, who I think were executed, I wondered, I said, what happened? You know, that there's no execution for him for what he was doing. So I knew something had changed at that point.
Don't know. By the way, nobody else has sent a PayPal, so somebody send a PayPal, please. We're having a telethon.
Yeah, Gloria sent 5. Can anybody match that?
Okay.
Brenny says, I believe Barr is respected and has the power of the judicial branch. So what can the media do except slander him?
That's what they're doing. They're just slandering him.
Yeah.
Anybody that stands up and defends President Trump is either a conspiracy to keep him from being prosecuted for crimes to which nobody has found yet, or they're just crazy. Just crazy. Somebody like me, I would just be put in the category of crazy. And I would remind everybody, I talked about it on Jason, but I need to say it here. Something I thought about the other day, and I failed to point it out. When you hear him refer to Nixon and to Clinton, in both of those, Nixon quit before he got impeached, but in both of those cases, they were convicted of crimes. All right? They were charged with crimes by special counsel, special prosecutor, whatever. They were charged with crimes. Crimes were established. You got it? The crimes were established. In the situation with Trump, there is no crime that has been established by an outside investigatory body. They tried with Mueller, but it failed. It failed. So now, in an unprecedented move, Schiff is doing everything he can by canvassing witnesses, anybody he can get his hands on, and they're trying to establish, doing interviews before these committees, to create a crime to which he can be prosecuted for, impeached for. That's how upside down this whole thing is. It's not supposed to work that way. If it followed suit with Clinton and Nixon, Mueller would have recommended prosecution. And at that point, then the House could have picked it up with the crime recommendation from Mueller. But he didn't. He found no crime.
And you said on Jason, and you've said, I don't remember if you've said it here, but I know you've said it to me. This is Schiff and Schiff's committee. What they're doing is acting as if they were a Russian committee. This is how they do the communism.
What you're seeing going on today in both the media and with Schiff is exactly what goes on every day in socialist and communist countries right now. That's what's going on. That's the way it's done. Do you hear me? This is what you're seeing. And in Russia or Venezuela, the media would be state-run media. It would just be called state-run media. Here, we don't call it that. But it would be done just like this. This is not America. This is not how we deal with issues in America legally. It's not. It's not remotely connected to how we deal with issues. But it should scare you because it's showing just how close the Democrats, the progressives, this shows you just how close they think they are to completing the transformation of this country. And truly, if they trick a way to get President Trump, we will be gone.
And let's see, somebody asked, John asked, if Trump is reelected, do you think they will try to assassinate him?
Well, my opinion, if he gets reelected, there's a good chance that they will try to do that early on in his second term. If they're going to do it, they'll try to do it early on. But that's my opinion. I'm not wishing it on anybody. I'm not making any threats or anything. I'm just saying that's my opinion. They've got to get rid of him. Now, if they don't get rid of him early on in his second term, they won't be able to.
James asks, why is Soros funding the LGBT community disguised as a charity organization, but they're engaged in smuggling operations?
I'll read that again.
Yeah, James, it's a little hard to follow. Why is Soros funding the LGBT community disguised as charity organizations engaged in smuggling operations?
I don't know how to answer that. Soros is using what we call the broken coalition system. So every spin-off group, you know, the LBDs, the queers, blacks, Mexicans, Italians, Nipponese, every small contingent population in this country, they're going to play to that small group. And then when you add all the small groups together, you've got a big group.
Brenny asked, does Barr still have power to charge no matter what?
Yes. By the way, I just got 25 from somebody. Thank you. I didn't see who it was.
Can somebody else match that?
Barr has the power legally to prosecute anyone he chooses. Yes, he could go after Adam Schiff if he felt Adam Schiff had broken the law. Not over his actions in Congress, but if he had broken, well, Adam Schiff's got a problem with Ed Buck. He visited Buck 16 times of an evening. Now, it's hard to believe Schiff was at Ed Buck's at night and not see some of the criminal activity that went on there. And if he did see it, or it went on when he was there, even if he didn't participate, if he saw it, it's his responsibility as a member of the United States House of Representatives. He must report it, and if he doesn't, he's committed a crime.
John asks, do you think if Trump gets impeached, will Don Jr. run for president?
If he gets impeached, it's hard for me to believe that there'll be much point in him running. If he gets impeached, everything will be pretty well over. It'll be virtually impossible for anybody in that amount of time to mount a campaign. There's going to be so much anger. There's going to be so much disbelief. Believe it or not, a goodly portion of Trump's base will become so disillusioned that they'll give up. And I don't see anybody winning for us. No one.
Wow.
Now, the good news for that is I still do not believe Pelosi and them plan in earnest to hold impeachment. They're just trying to keep all of this stuff astir and keep it in the process during the campaign to try to fix it where he cannot win. But it's starting to look, the reason I might change my opinion on that, it's starting to look like they're finally realizing if they don't impeach him, they're not going to beat him. So they may push it to the hilt. They may go for it. And folks, if they do, it'll be scary. It will be very, very scary because I do not trust the Republicans in the Senate. I don't. You shouldn't either. By the way, nobody else has sent anything. If you can, please make my dinger ding, please. My PayPal ding thing. What else, Marion?
James says we are brainwashed to believe communism is a Russian ideology. In fact, it's an anti-Christian ideology.
I agree with that. I agree with that. What else?
If Trump is elected a second term, will he have more control over executive orders? Gloria asked.
Yes. Yes. If he's elected to a second term, one of his priorities is to get rid of a whole bunch of federal judges and replace them quickly. And we will have federal judges that will act like federal judges and honor the Constitution. That's the goal. That's why he's got to be reelected. If he's not reelected, we've already lost the judicial branch of our government. It's already communist, and we got to change it. But he can't do that until he gets reelected.
Okay, Brenny asks, how does Trump fund his campaign for a second term? That's where he's not funding it himself, but he could. But he's collecting.
He has his money that has come in to his campaign for reelection, y'all, has dwarfed all the Democrats' campaign money put together. He's already got more than all of them put together. And there's a good chance, we hope, he gets through and doesn't have a primary, or not a serious primary. And I don't believe he will. Money will not be an object for President Trump. Even if he didn't get what he needs donated to his campaign, he would pay it and is committed to such.
Right. Denise is saying Hillary will step in. Denise, you need to listen to Larry the other day, and we're not going to go into it, Larry. You don't need to go into it again. Please don't, because she can go back and listen.
Just know, Denise, she's not. The party wouldn't let her. The party doesn't want her. She's not getting back in. I don't think. Now, I could be surprised, but I doubt it. Folks, I wish y'all would start sending the PayPal money because I can't stay on much longer. I'm out of breath.
About done.
I'm having trouble breathing.
Yeah.
What you got, man?
Larry, let's just say this is the very last question. There's much.
No, we're not going to do that. I'm going to hang as long as I can.
Okay. Well, you just sound like you're near the end. There's much.
Got 25 from Mary. Thank you, Mary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary.
There's much talk of war with China and Russia. What are the possibilities of declaring war so Trump stays in office?
Military war, not much. But the economic wars, I expect, will increase, both in levels and intensity. President Trump is wise. He's very wise. Fighting bang bang shoot 'em up wars are not going to work now. You just, and especially with the major power countries, you know, if it's not done through proxy wars, which could happen, that proxy wars when Russia might pick one little country and then we pick the other side in that little country and they fight, and it's Russia and us fighting, but it's done through another poor country. But other than proxy wars, President Trump's wise. There's not going to be a war between us, Russia, and China, because if there is, at some point, if one side starts to win, the nuclear thing will happen. But he's using our economy. He's using our economy to fight these countries. And believe it or not, that's more effective, actually, than shoot 'em up bang bang wars. It truly is. What else?
Diane just sent you 25. Isabel, maybe it didn't come through. Isabella, text 240-499-6729. And 240-499-6729 after we're done here, and I'll help you figure out a way to donate. Diane sent 25.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you all.
To keep up with much more. Larry's really struggling to breathe, and he needs to get up to the hospital, so we need to get some more here, folks. We really do. We've got 120 people here.
What else you got? What other question?
That's all we've got right now, Larry.
Well, guys, I'm telling you, keep the faith. Whatever you see, whatever you hear in the media, I'm asking you, don't believe it. It's not true. It's not true. They will twist anything. They can make anything look bad for the president, and they will. Just remember, the media that's out there, and I'm not talking about Fox. Now, some of Fox is even, but I'm not talking about Fox. I'm not talking about Limbaugh. I'm not talking about the different conservative programs. I'm talking about the mainstream media, the people that are out there, the New York Times, Washington Post, etc. They will twist anything. They will lie. They will lie, out and out lie. Just don't believe it. You know, if there's something coming that's bad, if there's something that is going to be real, I want to tell you about it. I want to know about it, and I'm going to tell you. If I'm able, I'm going to tell you. But until I do, your rule of thumb should always be, whatever you hear from the state-run media, which is what we have today, Democratic state-run media, it's propaganda. It's pure propaganda.
Okay,
You got anything, Megan?
so yeah, last question. Is Schiff going to get away with this, in your opinion?
I hope not. I truly, truly hope not. But I can't tell you with absolution that he's going to be stopped. I just can't. Remember, I've got to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I can't lie to you and blow things up and make it sound really good. I can't. Now, I'm not saying he's going to get by with what he's doing. I can't tell you that he can't pull this off. He's pulling tricks that we've never seen before. He's doing things that have never been done before. I mean, he's got witnesses now, apparently, that have testified before the committee, and somehow they've manipulated them, twisted them, or done something to get them to even change their statements. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a hard-fought battle. But you must have faith in your president. President Trump is no dummy. He's not. And if I knew his base, both hard and soft base, if I knew his base would stand with him, then I'm not worried. I'm not worried. But it's that soft base that I worry about. If our soft base weakens, if the percentage of the soft base that didn't really vote for Trump voted against Hillary, for that group, the only hope we've got to be sure of is hope that whoever the Democrats bring forward, that they can't vote for them either. But if the base stays together, he'll win, and we'll come out of this. What else?
That's it. Somebody said if Trump loses, so will they. Well, you know, all but the powerful ruling elite will lose if Trump loses, because socialism will leave these people in power as the central committee that rules the nation. They are set for life with wealth and taking everything away from us, and everybody else will be dropped to the lowest common denominator. If you think you're rich, but you're not part of the ruling elite, you will lose everything. And we will all just be their slaves, and we have too many slaves. They will consider us too many unuseful eaters. And
sent 50, and thank you. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so, you know, they don't need all of us to support the few of them. So we're in big trouble if Trump doesn't win.
And don't get any comfort. Please don't get any comfort in the fact that if we lose, those same people in the media that did it, yeah, they're going to lose. They're going to lose big time, just like the rest of us. But don't take comfort in the fact they're going to pay too, because we pay. And don't even think of it that way. Don't even think about us paying. Think about our children and grandchildren. They're who's paying. They're who's paying the price for what we do or don't do today.
Yeah. I mean, we don't have much time left. We're at less than a year at this point.
Yep.
So it'll be on a Tuesday, but I think isn't it Tuesday, November 3rd? Today's the 5th. So today is a Tuesday, but I think the actual 1 year from last Sunday is when I think election day is the 3rd. So Diane asked, why would Trump make a shout out to Mitch McConnell last night? I think he's very.
I don't know that. I thought he didn't, and I was happy, but then I found out he did. I wouldn't have, not after McConnell did what he did to him.
Yeah.
But, you know, President Trump's his own man, so whatever.
He is very complimentary toward everybody, and you know, maybe he's trying to be kind to get support. Kevin said, thank you so much for actually answering questions. As far as I can tell, you're the only one that actually answers questions. Thanks again.
Well, thank you. I had somebody earlier, a couple of weeks ago, said I didn't answer questions. So thank you, Kevin. I try.
Well, no. You always answer the questions. I think they were upset with me for not asking. And believe me, when we have a really fast-moving chat, I'm taking notes, okay? And I'm watching the comments. And somebody did text me a couple of days ago, and they suggested that if you have a question, write the word question in capital letters before you ask it, and that will help me when there's a lot of people and if the chat's going fast. It'll make it easier for me to find your question.
Yeah. No, Mary Ellen, a couple, 3 weeks ago, one of the listeners said he wished I would answer questions instead of beating around the bush or whatever.
Oh, that's right. Right. There was somebody who said that because of the things that with your confidentiality agreement you cannot answer, and that's why he can't, folks. There are times he answers everything he possibly can, and goes beyond what he should do sometimes. So, is there anything, Sylvia asks, is there anything that can be done to stop what Schiff is doing?
What can be done at this point is being done. There will be more to do. But as for now, what Jordan and the good Republicans that are fighting, they're doing what they can and doing what they should. There will be more as this thing develops. But right now, all I can say is what can be done is being done.
Does Trump need Mitch? Does Trump need Mitch McConnell?
Yeah, he needs McConnell. McConnell is the majority leader of the Senate. He determines what can or can't hit the floor of the Senate. To be honest, he determines whether or not there's an impeachment trial.
Yep.
And he would be well within his power and within his rights, based off the way they have conducted this impeachment inquiry through the House. He would be well in his power to deny holding a trial. He would. But he has said he will. And that's what I refer to when I say he stabbed President Trump in the back. Yeah. When he made that statement on the floor of the Senate, he might as well have just cut President Trump's throat.
Diane asked, does China truly want to make a deal before the 2020 election?
What China wants right now is to support Schiff and what they're doing and try to back Trump off from what he's doing to pressure their economy. But then they certainly don't want him to win re-election. Trump knows the key to China's heart, and that key is their economy. It's hurting. They can't take these tariffs. And remember, here's what China wants, that Trump is fighting against. China wants everything back the way it was when Clinton and them passed NAFTA and GATT. And that means they get all of the money, they get all the jobs, they don't have to honor or respect intellectual properties. They can steal anything they want to, and they just want to keep making trillions of dollars off of the United States of America, which comes directly out of the pocket of we, the people in America. That's what they want. President Trump is fighting that. He's the only person we've ever had as president that has fought that. And that means Clinton, that means Bush, that means Obama. It seems kind of simple. It seems kind of common sense that a president of the United States would want to fight what China wants when nobody ever has except Trump. So you see, they've got a big stake in getting rid of Trump. It's costing them billions and billions of dollars. That, by the way, we're keeping here. They're paying us billions of dollars right now in tariffs every month, billions of dollars every month in tariffs that President Trump has put on them. And they don't like it. And their economy can't take it.
Right.
For very long.
Hazel asked, does POTUS have the authority to control UN troops in the U.S.?
That's what?
Does the president have the authority to control UN troops in the U.S.?
Yes, ma'am. Sure does.
John asked, will they ever pin the murder of Epstein on anyone?
I don't know. I don't know if they're ever going to get anybody straightforward enough to admit that he was murdered.
Well, somebody was at the autopsy and went on.
I have seen part of the autopsy. I had some of it sent to me, and saw a picture of him, and around his neck, close up around his neck, and you can literally see thumb prints around his neck. You don't get that from a sheet hanging you.
Does Bill live with Hillary?
No. Nope. She lives in that Chappaqua place, or whatever they call it, and he lives, when he's there, he stays at an apartment he has in New York, in, oh Lord, whatever that part of New York used to be, the real bad part, but now it's not.
Harlem?
Harlem, yes.
Okay. That's it, Larry. Thank you.
Well, we're still a couple hundred short, so somebody please help. Right quick, please. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye.
All right, Larry.
And I hope to see you tomorrow. Thanks. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.
Folks, when he says, I hope to see you tomorrow, there is more truth in that than you could ever, ever, ever imagine. And I only say that because of how closely I've worked with him for the last 3 years and what I have heard him say. Jimmy, that's a good question. Why not rescind Obama's executive order making it legal for news outlets to publish propaganda? I'm sorry, he's gone already, so we can't ask that. It just popped up, so I didn't see it before he was gone. Save that question and ask tomorrow. We'll deal with it. I know the president can rescind a lot of executive orders. There might have been ways that something was written. I'm not sure. Certainly right now, if he puts up an executive order, the Congress can undo an executive order. And of course, every time he does an executive order, the court system blocks it. For example, I asked him about the December 21st, 2017 executive order, where he was basically using RICO on an international basis. It was a combination of domestic law and international law. It was a bridge law. They've never had the ability. Domestic was domestic, international was international, and the two never mixed. And under that executive order on December 21st, 2017, that was a combination of domestic and international order for confiscating property when somebody had been involved in some high-level illegal activity like trafficking. The court stopped it. So nothing can be done about it right now. And that's why it's so important, because their property, like under RICO, was going to be confiscated. And that's why it's so very important for Trump to be elected again. Oh, thanks, Gloria. It's the Smith-Mundt Act that blocked some of what Trump can't undo. Folks, when Larry says he hopes he can be back tomorrow, you hear in his voice he's in very, very serious trouble, and he needs $200. There has been somebody who has been able to help with small bits, to make up the difference. And right now we have lost that, and we need somebody new who can do it. Last month we had somebody who was matching small amounts of funds. I did hear somebody a couple days ago said something about possibly matching. Contact me and let's talk about how that can happen. I mean, I don't always know who's donated or how much they've donated. That information goes to Larry through PayPal, and unless somebody has said it in the chat or told me, I really don't know. So if you're able to do that, let me know. And shoot, I just went out of the show. I was going to put my cell phone number in, and I went all the way to something else. So give me a second to get it back up, and let's see if I can. My cell phone number is 240-499-6729, and if you have, I can answer some more questions, and I can certainly help if somebody needs help with donating. Boy, I tell you, I'm having trouble here with my cell phone. 240-499-6729. If you need some help donating, send me a text message. And if you've got other questions, there's sometimes people send me questions. I'm not real good. I'm not real good about getting questions written down that get texted me between shows. So does Larry have anybody with him? I don't know what you mean by anybody with him. He's married. So in that sense, how much she's there, I don't know. Matt, mailing something is great. Please remember the website, nicholslive.com. There is, under the donate page, there is Larry's direct link to the PayPal, his mailing address, and my cell phone number. You can do, Jimmy, use your debit card on PayPal. I don't have a way to use debit, but text me anyhow. We can talk about, how to do something. There's still time to get to the bank. So send a text to me. I do have an hour, and then I've got something I've got to go to. So we're still $200 away from what Larry needs. Gloria, God bless you. Feel better soon. And thanks. We'll be back tomorrow, and hopefully with Larry. So do what you can, folks. God bless you. Bye. And I'm sorry, we kind of got a lot of blur going on every time I moved a little bit. I don't know, that's kind of new. So thanks. Bye.